is only when we truly know and understand we have limited time on earth, and we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we will begin to live each day to the fullest, as if it were the only one we have. "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and richer experience. To those who stay put, the world is but an imaginary place. But to the movers, the makers, and the shakers, the world is all around, an endless invitation. So the only question left to ask yourself is, where should you go now?"
Where should you go now? Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Ali Midawi here, Global Master Trainer of Young Entrepreneur Project, and your strategic partner, your host with the avocado toast. And oh my goodness, I am so fired up about this topic because it is definitely a topic that is talked about, a topic that I believe could not only rejuvenate your business if you lost any momentum, but it could explain to you why momentum never came to you in the very first place. So good morning to my beautiful people from all around the world. I see Sweden, I see Australia, I see Montana, I see Phoenix. What is going on, Florida? What is going on, Chicago? Hey, Paul. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, first and foremost, I am super excited, and if you can't tell why, we have a Yup to Freedom Challenge, July 19th to the 23rd. James Malinchak from ABC Secret Millionaire, and also some of our best trainers, coaches to date that we've ever had, and absolutely revised content and information that you're not going to want to miss out on. So I am so super excited for you to be in here. So here you go. Let's talk about today's topic. And the question that I have for you is, are you helping your team or are you spoiling them? Let me know in the comment. Do you think you are helping your team or you are spoiling them? And the reason I'm asking you this, because sometimes we think that we're doing the right activity, but in reality, we're just babysitting and hurting and not necessarily creating any results. And this is something that you have to have a clear understanding of, because if you are leading a team, you got to know if your information, if you're coaching, if you're training, if what you're providing to your team is truly helping them. And I'm going to show you how you identify that. So let me know in the comment, are you helping your team or are you spoiling them? Spoiling them meaning, are you babysitting them while there's no results, while they're just sitting there waiting for you to motivate them, right? Do you find yourself doing that every now and then, where you have to motivate your team? Do you find yourself having to recruit and build for your team? Do you find yourself saying, I'm going to put somebody under you a lot in your team? If any of these things that I just said are applicable to you, you're spoiling your team. And that's probably the main reason why your team is not doing anything in the first place. And that's because you've developed a culture within your organization where they think, I'm going to be bird fed, right? Like here comes Mama Bird and she's going to put the worm right in my mouth. I don't have to do anything. You did not cultivate leaders. You did not cultivate a clear understanding of my responsibility versus your responsibility, what I'm supposed to do versus what you're supposed to do. Now, here's the thing. It's okay to help someone who deserves it. Now, you notice I didn't say who needs it. See, the world needs our help. Everybody who would go in business, everybody who enrolls in a network marketing opportunity needs help, but you cannot help everyone. I'll give you a real example. 2012 to 2015, I worked really, really, really hard, and I was overriding 68% of a $400 million network marketing company. Now, it wasn't because I'm Mr. Miraculous. No, I built with an incredible team, and I was lucky enough and blessed enough. All my stars aligned. I had the right company, the right people, and it just worked out great for me, right? I just was lucky enough to be in the right predicament with the right group. Now, here's the thing. I also had 5 family members that were frontline. For those of you who are new to direct sales, frontlines, meaning I enrolled them personally, meaning they are in a very sensitive spot for me. If they do anything, it impacts me dramatically. If they don't do anything, it also impacts me dramatically. But here's what ended up happening. I literally had to build 5 positions plus mine. I had to place and enroll people and plug them everywhere in 5 positions plus mine. People say, man, that's amazing. How'd you do it? I worked 5 times as hard as everybody else because I had no choice but to develop those 5 positions that my family members, I thought placing family members was going just to set me up and help me out. And family is going to take care of family. Well, no, I had a work ethic. I had the will. I had the desire. They had the wish list, I guess I would call it. Now, I love them. Nothing wrong with family members not doing anything because I forced them into a role that they never wanted in the first place. And I set up the wrong expectations, which leads to step number 1. If you're setting up the wrong expectations, such as, I will build it for you, you just have to be a customer. You just have to maintain your position active. That is the very first role or misleading role that you've given onto your team. Because if your team feel that an ounce of you don't have to do any work, your team is not going to do any work. And should you be mad at them? No, you should not. You should not. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a partnership. You have to do your part. They have to do theirs. But if you tell somebody, dude, this is so easy, man. You're just going to have to maintain your position active. And, I'll plug 2 people under you, but just keep it active. Again, you set up the wrong expectations. So the very first crucial piece in order for you to create duplication and create mass growth in your team is setting up the right expectations. Having an upfront contract, having an expectation agreement. Hey, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm here for. I'm here to train, to educate, to teach, to overcome objections, to present. I'm here to help people understand what are the first steps of getting enrollment. I'm here to explain the compensation plan. I'm here to assist in every way possible that I can. And even at times, I might enroll some people to help you out. At times, I might enroll people. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do it at all. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do it every day, every year, every month. But if I have somebody that I feel is relatable to you, that I think can put an impact onto your business, and you deserve it based on your activity, I will do whatever I can to help. But it is imperative that you set up that expectations. Not just enroll, I'll plug people under you. That is the wrong thing to do. So in your team members, there are 3 different stages. Right? There's 3 different mindsets. And if you understand what I'm going to share with you right now, is going to allow you to be able to treat the different stages differently, because you have to treat different people differently. What I mean is this. There needs to be a system, of course, across the board for everyone. However, you're going to have some individuals who are experienced, advanced, knowledgeable. They don't need you to handhold. And then you're going to have the other spectrum, which terrified, never started a business. They don't even know how to spell entrepreneur. And then there's the in-betweeners, right? If you are treating the brand new just like the experience, you're going to terrify, overwhelm, and scare the bejesus out of the brand new, and they're going to shut down, and they're not going to do anything. And then if you treat the experienced, the knowledgeable, the advanced as brand new, they're going to think that you're not valuing them. They're going to show resistance. They're going to push back and say, my way works better than your way. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to create my own team. Now you have a divide. Now you have 2 separate messages. Now you have to prove to the whole team that what you're saying is the right way versus what your leader is trying to do. So let me work through different individuals or different stages. Let's talk first about the infancy stage. The infancy stage is that individual who A, has not had any experience or any success, whether it's direct sales, network marketing, coaching, whatever you see online. They just never had any success. You may be in business for 20 years. And in that 20 years, if you've never been successful, you're still in the infancy stage. The infancy stage is not associated by how much time you invested in a business, but how much successful experience you have had in that business. Let me give it to you in a different perspective. In the corporate world, right, and in established corporations, the infancy stage is from $0 to $1 million. For you, it's from 0 to 100,000. Well, I'd say probably like 50,000. Until you figure out how to make 50,000 a year, you're still in the infancy stage. And the reason I share that with you is because you yourself have to make sure that you humble your expectations and don't get hard on yourself when you're not having those major activities happening for yourself. Sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes 10. For me, it took 9 years, 9 whole years before my first real, oh my God, I am making stupid money. That's how long it took me. 9 years. I've made good money, I've made bad money, I've made successful money, and I lost a whole lot of it many times over. But real, oh my God, mama, we made it. Took me about 9 years. So I pray that it doesn't take you that long, but it could happen. So the infancy stage for you, dear entrepreneur, is not about how much time you spent in a business, but about how much successful experience you have had in business. Does that make sense? All right, now let me come back to you, leader. For the individuals who are in the infancy stage, that means they either have tried so many different things and failed miserably at that, which creates trauma, or they've never tried anything at all and they're just terrified and scared, and that's why they never had success in the first place. So what do you have to do? That's where you have to have a basic system, an infancy entry stage system, like the ATM system. There's a reason we talk about that. The ATM system, that brand new or lack of experience or traumatized member that you have does not know how to develop a blog or an audiobook or a book or funnels or all those things that we know are eventually going to be necessary. So the fact that you may be pushing those messages or those topics or those subject matters on them may be terrifying, may be overwhelming, may be expensive because they don't even make enough money. That's why they started in a business in the first place, to get out or add more money, right? To get out of debt. Now they have to have all these systems in place and maintain them. It may be a little bit of, I wasn't ready for this. I'm not able or capable of doing this. So that's why you have to have a system that is bulletproof for those who are in the infancy stage. For me, I like to teach the ATM system, the ad tag message system, because that individual, whether they've had 20 years with no experience or they're brand new, they understand 3 things. They know how to add someone in a Facebook group, they know how to tag someone on a video, and they know how to create a 3-way messenger with this guy and let this guy do the rest. That is something that I know I can maintain someone active and keep them excited on small wins, because they get excited on an activity, results will follow. If you're chasing the results, the activity will never happen, because you get one no, this is bad, I'm not having any success. There goes your activity. But if you're having someone who's like, yeah, I'm willing to take a look, that's a win. And another win, and another win after that. Therefore, the results are ultimately going to happen. So stage 1, the infancy stage, you must treat those individuals with a simple, unified system that they're going to follow, use, and it's simple within their lifestyle and within their budget. Everybody can ATM. From the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep, and including when you're in the bathroom and playing on your phone, you can ATM. I don't have to have you block off some crazy time out of your life or spend any money, because it's Facebook, right? So that's the first stage. The second stage is just like a child, right? It's like the growth stage, and it's gonna come with some challenges, because this is when that individuals start transitioning. They understand, I figured out how to make 50K a year. All right, cool, congratulations. Now what? Now you have to develop that person as a leader. So you have to put that individual in positions or in leaders' roles. So a leader's role may be the few things that you were doing at the very beginning, such as allow them to present, or allow them to train a compensation plan, or allow them to do an income producing activity workshop, or allow them to open a webinar for you, or allow them to do testimonials more often where their voice is being heard, their influence is being developed. What happens is naturally the few team members that they have starts reacting to the fact that they're the new star or the superstar. That's right. And yep, we only talk stars or superstars or rising stars. Wink, wink. So with that, I have the opportunity to not only develop a leader, but empty some of those heavy responsibilities that I was carrying on all this time. And now there are more than one person who are doing multiple things and expanding the growth because I just duplicated myself within the leaders. And I'm still going to be involved everywhere I may need to be involved in order to create results or in order to explain those circumstances that new leader might not have experienced in the past, or teach certain things in a different manner. So you don't totally like cut the umbilical cord and walk away. No, you actually stick around, but now they're leading the way. They're leading the actual leadership sessions. Does that make sense? So when you're doing that, your leaders start to grow in their own role and understand, oh my goodness, I'm the new leader now. I have to step up my game. Now with that, there's a new accountability system. And the new accountability system is identify with a daily method of operations so they don't go astray and just become a speaker who's not getting paid, or they just become a coach who's not doing any income producing activity at all. They just want to motivate and hear the voice of their own voices, right? So you got to have a different accountability system. So such as meeting once a week. Hey, who did you talk to? What were the results? What did you do within your team? Who did you create as a new rank advancement? What kind of growth have you had overall? What kind of activities have you maintained? What kind of tracking do you do? So see, now it elevated into higher accountability. It elevated into systems and daily method of operations. That is a different stage. You do that with a brand new person, you just scared them. They're terrified. They're probably not going to do anything and most likely end up quitting. So understand the different stages. So that way you're not spoiling or not scaring the wrong group. Then the last stage, and that's the maturity stage. The maturity stage is someone who not only figured out how to make 100 plus, but successfully is creating more and more results. This is the individual that instead of me saying, here's the system, this is why I collaborate with that person. Hey, here's what I've done and here's what works with the different stages. But I'm curious to hear, what can we improve? Now we're collaborating. Now we're creating together. Now I'm giving that individual an opportunity for he or she and I to truly be partners in the next phase of growth of the company because they proved themselves. And not only that, they figured something out. They figured out how to make $100,000 to $200,000 a year. Therefore, there may be some things that they've learned along the way that I need to maintain my humility and student mindset and learn from them. So those individuals, like our Sapphire members and above, like our leaders, our master coaches, guess what I do with them? I talk to them. Hey, what do you think about doing an event? What do you think about doing a webinar? What do you think about having a business tour? I'm going to fly you all over the country. What do you think I do that? Because they are in a different stage of their business and they're ready to take over. They're ready for they and I to be truly partners instead of me, the mentor, the global master trainer, and they, the members and the coaches who are waiting for me to give them a PowerPoint or a video or a system to track and work with. Does that make sense? So if you're watching this, what stage are you in? And please be honest with me in the comment. Do you find yourself in the infancy stage? Do you find yourself in the growth stage, or do you find yourself in the maturity stage? Because wherever stage that you are in, you have to reach out to your mentor. This is what I had to do. You reach out to your mentor and you say, hey man, listen, we need to talk. Here's what I think needs to happen for you and I to 10x our business together, because I don't think I'm in this phase. We have, for those of you who are outside our community, you may not know her, but those of you who are in our entrepreneurial community, a young woman by the name of Debbie Morton. She reached out to me and explained to me that there is a different level for her team that they feel that they're ready to grow into. So I said, cool. Let's collaborate on that. Let's cultivate on that. Let's expand on that. Why? Because she is in the maturity stage of her business, not the infancy stage. So the conversation was different. We had conversations with Debbie Simons and Gina Eason and Heather Hughes, different individuals who have different visions on their maturity stages, maintaining a unified language and a unified system for everyone else, the ad tag message system. But individually at a higher level, we found certain opportunities that we can collaborate in where we can 10x our business and speed up the ability for us to get this NASDAQ filing done and to get the growth that we are anticipating to happen ASAP. So if you are ready, you need to reach out to that superstar that is in your team, your leader, your mentor, your coach, and say, hey, I think we need to evaluate what stage am I in. I don't think I'm in the infancy stage anymore, and I'm ready for a growth stage. I'm ready to lead. I'm ready to train. I'm ready to educate. And don't be surprised if your mentor is going to challenge you and say, okay, well, let's see what you've done in the last 90 days. And that's okay. That's called doing an evaluation. That's called doing research and development within your own business. That's called, it's, by the way, you do it in your job too. If you have a traditional job where every 90 days or 6 months, you have your manager or your boss doing an evaluation to see what you've done in the last 6 months to see if you deserve a raise or not, right? Same exact thing in here. I ask of you, I encourage you, and I welcome you to reach out to your leaders. Reach out to me if I'm working with you. And let's do an evaluation of what stage you are in and evaluate how we want to go for the next 90 days, how you can take part of the challenge, how you can take part of the business tour, how you can take part of our convention in Orlando, how you can take part on the different webinars that we do throughout the whole week. You have to say, I want it. We can't just assume that you are ready for it, right? So I hope that this message was helpful so you know what responsibilities you have to your team versus what you're actually doing. If all you do is motivate and inspire, you're spoiling your team. You're not creating income producing activities. So either you are on system phase as a leader, or you are on growth phase where you are empowering others with leadership rules, or you are on growth where there's true collaborations and you're allowing your leaders, your mature business leaders to collaborate with you and find other opportunities as well. I know you do want it, Elizabeth. That's what we're going to rock together. All right. I appreciate you and I thank you. And I'm going to let you go back to income producing activities. Please, please, please keep at it. ATM, keep at it. Webinars, keep at it. Phone calls, smoke signals for all I care. Just make sure you are working your business. The last thing you want to do is nothing at all. That will be absolutely out of the way. Okay. So make sure you do the right thing and the right thing will happen for you. I appreciate you and I thank you. And until next time, peace out, everybody.